Careers and family life, many women try to balance both and have it all. Research shows kids sometimes pay a price for this, and moms are often complaining they feel the pain and the longing to return home. With me, mom and blogger Nikki Joel and mother Anne Marie Slaughter, author of an article in The Atlantic titled Why Women Still Can't Have It All. Now, Nikki, Anne Marie says that high-powered motherhood is a tough balance, and you actually did that for a while, right?
I did it, and I still do it.
You were a talent agent.
I was a talent agent for 12 years.
And you were trying to balance that with motherhood.
And I was balancing it with motherhood, and what I learned was it was about compartmentalizing. When I was at the office, I was 150% there, and when I was home, I was with my child, doing homework, doing whatever.
And you've downsized some of that, and now you're doing blogging and other stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly, and I sell real estate.
Okay, so Anne Marie, here's my concern. I have full respect for Nikki, what she's doing, but I think that the three people sitting up here would sound Pollyanna to anybody who's in financial distress, or a single mom, and trying to manage all these things, which is, by the way, a tremendous percentage of this country. What do we tell them?
Well, my hat's off to all single parents. But I think women have a responsibility to ask for what they need. But I equally think we have to ask workplaces if they want to keep the kind of talent they've got in working women to listen to what women need and do their best to accommodate. So I think I think society as a whole, as you just said, needs to be much more supportive of these choices.
Yeah. So let's go to some calls now. Sarah in Illinois. Sarah, you got a question or a comment?
Hi, yeah, I'm 21 years old, and I'm a single mom of two kids. My daughter's 3 and my son is 2, and I'm trying to go back to school and trying to work and take care of them all at the same time.
Wow.
And of course, it's no one else's responsibility to take care of them but my own, because I can't exactly expect my parents to take care of them. And I've tried working, and I've tried going to school ever since I had them, and I've just found that when you're working, a lot of the workplaces, they don't really understand that you have kids. They don't really seem to be like, okay, you have kids, you need to be with them if they're sick or if something's going on. They don't seem to understand that, and they don't exactly feel that or let it happen. So it's kind of like you have to choose where to be, and lately I've been choosing to be with my kids because they're so young. I want to be there during those stages.
And Sarah, you provide us with an interesting case example, which is that most women feeling so much burden goes on to women, it just takes my breath away. And where I see the rubber hit the road always is where they have to make sacrifices on behalf of their kids. They always do it. So, Anne Marie, you're making the rounds on this. You're having conversations with government officials and academics and media. Is anyone listening? Is anything going to change? I mean, what do we do for what do we do for women?
Well, absolutely. The first place, the fact that so many people are talking about this subject is I think, proof that there are a huge number of people that think change is needed, but have not felt that there was any way to get it. And I get this enormous outpouring saying, just thank you for putting this on the table. So I think there are a lot of people that do want to make things easier, and a lot of women who are now going to be empowered to ask for things to make easier. And I think we need to basically shame those workplaces that refuse to make those accommodations. We're investing in our children. We're investing in society.
In the future, exactly. And Nikki, I bet you see this. I know in my wife's circumstance, and I've observed her peers, women don't necessarily support one another on this issue, even in small communities. There's sometimes tension between the moms that are working mom, and the ones that are stay-at-home moms. Why doesn't everybody support everybody? Why all the jealousies?
You know what? It's really hard. I remember when I was working, and I would leave my office to run to the Mommy and Me class, and I'd be, the one dressed up in the skirt and the heels, and I would go racing back to be there. And I was just trying to make everything work and wearing all my different hats.
But were the stay-at-home moms jealous that you had a career, and were you jealous of the stay-at-home moms?
I think everybody always thinks the grass is greener.
Yes.
That's what I think.
So here's my message. Women, stop beating each other up. You've been doing it since you're 12. Now stop it.
Well, we just all need to find balance. We need to find balance.
I'm just saying support. I'm just saying support each other. It's a good message. Come on now. Let's take one more quick call. Tara in California. Tara?
Hi, Dr. Drew.
Tara.
I just believe it is time for women to support each other and lift each other up.
See? I didn't know you were going to say that, but congratulations for making my point.
Right. I've been a stay-at-home mom, and that has been my choice. We as women need to unite and support each other. If you choose to work or stay at home, it is your decision, and you can only determine what is best for you and your family.
So, Anne Marie, I think what she's saying is these are very personal choices.
Yes.
But whatever the choice is, it needs to be supported more deeply, more woven into the fabric of our society. Would you agree?
I completely agree with that, and I honestly couldn't do what I do without a lot of the women in my community. I just don't want to let workplaces off the hook. I think we need to support all choices that women make, but this is a larger social problem and an economic problem as well. And I think we really need to look at workplaces and say, what can you do, and at society as well.
Is that something that's going to need legislative action, laws, in order to make happen, or is it just going to need social resources, and what's it going to require?
Look, there's an awful lot that workplaces can do on their own. I think there's some things, obviously, in terms of leave acts where government can play a role, but an awful lot of the stories I hear could really be addressed by simply being aware that, of course, it's important for women to be able to be with their children, and we can make it work with technology, with a change in attitudes.
Well, here's my sort of final thought. Hats off to all of you. Anne-Marie, thank you for writing that book. Nikki, thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
To all the single moms and working moms,
strike a balance.
Hats off. I mean, we need to support women everywhere. And Anne-Marie, your book, The Books Like You, seem to surface every so often. But somehow I think this time it's caught a larger audience and it's got a little more traction. So I hope the conversation goes on. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks so much. You're doing